Thanks very much indeed, Gary. You can say what you like about Herbie Hyde. He's got absolutely no fear whatsoever, and that fight against Riddick Bowe could well be a runner later on in the year. But now that terrific fight for the British featherweight title, I promise you, between Sean Murphy, popular former champion from St Albans, and Alan McKay, the Londoner. Absolutely tremendous fight, this one. We're going to join it in the 6th round, and there's very little between these two at this stage.
Round 6 of the Schedule 12 for the vacant British Featherweight Championship, the 9-stone division. Vacated by Sunderland's John Davison, because he has a World Championship, we hope, coming up, which has just been postponed, against Ruben Palacio. And of course, these two want to get into that class as well. If Davison becomes champion, they'd be ready-made opponents for him for this country anyway. Certainly coming on strong now, Murphy. He's making up a bit of ground, Jim. Won the last round, we think.
Yeah, well, he closed the range in the previous round. McKay spent too long in the one spot and traded punches. He doesn't want to do that. That's Murphy's game. It's the only way he fights. So McKay wants to have plenty of leg movement, try to keep it at long range as much as possible. The last 2 or 3 rounds of this one are certainly going to be hard. So he doesn't want the middle rounds to be too hard. McKay, I think, is trying to get his boxing back together, but he's finding Murphy's strength a problem now.
I think it's going to be now grip and staying power now. Midway through the 6th round. Not even finished the halfway stage yet, and they haven't stopped throwing punches.
These body shots from Murphy are good, Reg. I think that's the reason McKay has slowed down slightly.
Oh, short punch to the rib there. He wanted to go down from that, right on the short rib, that left hook. As you were saying that, Jim, he nailed him.
Yeah, Murphy's strength now.
Minute to go in this round.
Factor.
Just inside the minute, Jim. And he could do it here, Murphy. No, he can't. He's fighting him back now, McKay. Must underestimate his guts at all. He's been in some thrilling fights as well, as I said at the start. But he is feeling those body punches now. He's showing that he's feeling them.
This is as good a championship fight as I've seen for a little while, Reg. This really is a little classic here.
He's got his second wind again there, Jim. I just think that winded him apart from hurting him, that rib punch early on there.
Yeah, but again, he's getting his boxing back together again. Good, compact, accurate punches. He's just getting a little bit too involved. Although I suppose at this stage, it's now he's finding it difficult to get a bit of space between himself and Murphy. Murphy is still boxing in the same way, total commitment.
Have a look at that knockdown, Jim. Well, he actually sank to the floor with his punch to the body.
Yeah, little body shot went in.
That was the one, Jim. The left hook.
Down he went. He decided to come up straight away. I don't know if he expected something, if he thought the referee was going to counter or whatever, but he caught with a couple of punches just as he came up.
And that's it from another angle now, but it'll still hurt. There it is, that one. Oh dear, took my breath away watching that. Bobby Paget there in the corner with a little ice pack, pushing those bruises of battle, isn't it, there now with Murphy. Doesn't claim to be the best defensive boxer in the game, but I tell you what, he throws some punches and is exciting.
Round 7.
Round 7. Seen a better contest for sheer pace as this one, Jim. I know what do you expect from the word featherweights. It's a bit misleading, actually, isn't it? They're not feather punchers at all.
No, there hasn't been 10 seconds happened there since the first bell. It's been a great little British Championship battle. McKay again trying to get his compact boxing back together, his controlled boxing. I think he's let that slip slightly, although Murphy's had a lot to do with that, obviously, with the pressure he's put him under. Still looking to work to the body, Murphy.
Yelling work to the body, Sean, there, the corner. I can understand that as well, because he's had some success with that.
McKay trying to get the punches off a little bit sharper now. Trying just to keep Murphy from getting too close. Murphy really is strong up close.
That's his game, McKay. I'm surprised he hasn't always kept it long range. It's easier said than done, of course, but when he started mixing it, he was coming off second best.
See, good evasive and good defensive boxing from McKay, and now he's gone back to that again. This is where he's got all the success. He doesn't want to get involved with Murphy if he can help it.
The referee's not calling break, he doesn't have to there. They're not clinching at all. They're trying to work inside like that. Minute to go.
They're both feeling the pace now, Reg. Little wonder, there's been a tremendous pace all the way through.
There's no time in the dressing room like soccer for the first half. We're now back into the second half, and the play has been resumed as it was before. Full pace. In soccer speak, the boys have done well.
Now that wasn't a knockdown, Reg. He just went over with the kind of glance with the punch, didn't land cleanly and just stumbled over.
Yeah, he's been a bit unsteady on his feet at times. That's McKay.
See, he tends to swing his whole body weight behind punches there, and if they don't land, then obviously he leaves himself off balance and he stumbles now and again.
Didn't blame him going for a little walk there, McKay, doing a U-bank on us. He deserved that to get away from trouble. Now let's have a look at that one, Jim. See how he goes down again here from wide.
See, he swings his body weight right round with the punch. See, he missed with the punch. There he goes again. You can see the way he swings his whole body weight behind the punch. When it misses, you've got to expect him to go over, but that wasn't a knockdown. He didn't really take a punch of any consequence. See, that punch missed. There he goes, just stumbles, misses with a punch and ends up on his knees.
Yeah, well, let's have a look at that now. He's actually got Murphy in front, hasn't he there, Jim? Yes. 68.5 to 68. As I said, it's a half-point score. We make that. That's surprising, though. He's just turned this right around, Murphy.
Seconds out, round 8.
Round 8. I wonder how referee Billy Rafferty from Scotland has got this one. Remember, we're only giving our opinions, and that of former referee Harry Gibbs, sort of doyen of the British referees.
See, he's now turned into the kind of battle that Murphy enjoys, Reg. He likes just to get weighed right in and get stuck right into it. He doesn't like the fancy dance stuff. McKay got away with it in the first 2 or 3 rounds, and now it's a real hard little battle.
A bit low there, below the waistline, which is actually against the rules, but while McKay's scoring, the referee's letting him get on with it.
I like the way referee Rafferty has just left them to get on with it, Reg. And they've been up close a lot of the time, but throwing punches. Oh, good punching from McKay now.
Example there, Jim, when McKay misses, he puts himself off balance. He'll get countered if he's not careful with that.
Well, I think McKay's got himself back into it again this round, Reg. Good punching, putting them together well, and he's raised the pace again. Murphy's sheer strength always going to be a problem for any featherweight at this level.
Well, Jim is, as I said, he's got 8 pounds off since his last fight, and at the moment it hasn't showed at all, has it?
No signs whatsoever of any trouble with the weight. But McKay's accurate punching again here, Reg. He's getting just a little bit involved again, just as I'm speaking. But he's boxing well up so far in this round.
Yeah, but the power's coming from Murphy, though.
Yeah, he has the strength. He's definitely the stronger of the two.
First sign of, well, minor blood by boxing standards, Murphy's nose. Oh, it's landing there, full pelt there, Murphy. He's got him wilting. Heart's strong, but the way the body looks, no, he's going to duck and dive to get out of trouble if he can last. He's inside the half-minute in this round. What a battle.
This is a great championship fight, Reg, a real cracker.
He's going to fall over McKay, but he takes a deep breath and throws himself back into action again. And he'll be pleased to hear that bell. It'll sound like an orchestra, this one will to him. Oh, what a scrap. Great. Have a look at that. A long look at this now in replay, Jim. I mean, even slowed down, they're throwing enough punches at speed, aren't they?
Yeah, and the rounds seem to be getting better as the fight has gone along. I thought by now the pace would have died and there's a lot of clinching and struggling, but quite the opposite. The rounds are becoming more and more exciting. I thought McKay had the better of things for the first 2.5 minutes, but just in the last half minute of the round, again, Murphy's sheer physical strength gets him right back into it. This is where McKay had to go on the defensive. Murphy really at the big drive, looking for a stoppage.
Well, they're keeping that swelling down okay there, and Rennie Foss is giving them all the orders as usual. Don't have to motivate a fighter like this, though. Round 9 of this absolutely super featherweight championship of Great Britain. Vacant. But for Murphy, he can actually win the Lonsdale belt outright because he's a former champion who made one successful defence and then lost it to Gary Daru. What a battle.
You always have to admire the commitment in Murphy's work, Reg. It's almost 100%, no matter what. A little bit carelessness there from Murphy.
Goes back a long way, Jim, too. When he did 10 years ago, he fought the Scot Pat Clinton, who's now world flyweight champion, and he was a flyweight, obviously.
I don't know if that was a gum shield coming out there, Reg.
Yes, it has. It's flown out.
Murphy's, I think, a little bit Murphy's gum shield coming out.
Minute gone in the 9th. The referee, he spotted that, and sometimes they don't always spot it coming out there. He has the right to stop the contest and replace it.
Murphy already has a little bit of damage around his mouth from the earlier round, so that's the last thing he needed.
Oh, God, it's just
that one shook him, Reg.
Just breathtaking, this one.
McKay was shaken by that one, Reg. This is the first time yet.
Yeah. He's exhausted as well, you know, Jim. He's gone down as much from exhaustion, as well as punching power, obviously. 7, 8. There's not a mandatory 8 in British boxing. If he'd have got up earlier, which he didn't, sensible of him, then Murphy could have steamed him in the 9th round.
I don't know if McKay can dig deep, Reg, to get through this. He's got nothing left. This has been a tremendous pace all the way. His legs have gone.
No, he stopped it in the 9th. And I must say, Alan McKay didn't object at all. And this fella now has won his Lonsdale belt outright. Sheer gutsy performance, non-stop punching. And it's been a long time coming for Sean Murphy, and he thoroughly deserved it. finished it, or near the finish anyway.
Yeah, well, things have been swaying Mackay's way. See, that actual punch that did the damage landed just before that, but as you say, it was as much exhaustion as anything else. See, once Murphy got the fight and the style of action that he likes, toe-to-toe stuff, just slamming away, you had to give him the advantage, and he certainly took the advantage there.
And that's it, isn't that that's a real sporting touch, as always. You know, boxers have so much respect for each other the moment the fight's over.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 1 minute, 53 seconds of round 9, the referee has stopped the contest. Alan McKay being in no position to continue. The winner and new featherweight champion of Great Britain, Sean Murphy!
What do you think about that, mate? Bit of a tough fight, wasn't it, this Isn't that great? So Dr. Ozzie Ross from the Boxing Board of Control puts on that Lonsdale belt now. He's really waited for that one, and now it's his for keeps. And Secretary John Morris says, well done.
Best fight in a British ring this year, for my money, that one. Let me just tell you about a couple of the other fights we've seen on the bill here tonight. The first one featuring Dennis Andrews, who fought Thomas Hearns in an epic fight 6 years ago. First fight for a year for Dennis. He outpointed a very tough Californian, David Sewell. Won by a couple of rounds, and now Andrews, would you believe, he fancies a tilt at Herbie High. And Robin Reid, Olympic bronze medalist on his pro debut, made short work of Mark Dawson, stopping him in just over 2 minutes. Competition time now. Last week I asked you to name the fighter known as Marvellous Marvin, and of course it was Marvin Hagler. Our winner, Stephanie Trimble from Henlow in Bedfordshire. She'll be getting tickets for the Lewis Tucker fight in Vegas. Tonight's question: which former world champion was known as the Louisville Lip? 0891 33 5599, the number. 0891 33 5599, the number. And we're offering a couple of ringside seats for next week, Big Fight Live, Ben and Galvano in Glasgow. And so next week, Nigel Benn defends that 12-stone crown against Mauro Galvano.
Ben won the title on a night of high drama in Galvano's own patch just outside Rome. Ben had the old Dark Destroyer snarl about him. He'd been superbly prepared by trainer Jimmy Tibbs. He blasted the champion from the off and cut him by the end of the third. And now the Italian corner tried a shameful piece of stroke pulling, claiming the injury had been caused by a foul. The fight should be declared a no contest. Their man should keep his title. Ben celebrated prematurely. There were worried looks in his corner. The Italians were still trying to steal that verdict. These were agonizing moments for Nigel Benn, but the referee confirmed there'd been no foul. Barry Hearn, his promoter, was a calm and persuasive voice. In the end, justice was done. Ben had his world title back. He'd gone to the Lion's Den to get the belt. He'd beaten an Italian in Italy. A fantastic fighting achievement.
Watch it next week then, Ben Galvano 2. It's live from Glasgow, 10:10 next Saturday here on ITV. So our thanks, of course, to Riddick Bowe. Herbie Hyde is the new British heavyweight champion. He says, put him in front of me and I'll knock him out. Riddick might have something to say about that. Good night.